Welcome to this week's episode of the Broken Hearts Club with Michelle Garbutt, and I am your host, Michelle. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk about making change. It's that time of the year. Christmas has passed. We are just about to go into the new year. So it seems to be that time when everyone starts evaluating and thinking about what their resolution is going to be. I'm not a massive fan of New Year's resolutions. They normally fail. It's a very high percentage rate. And people are looking to change things in their life. Number one, for me, you can change anything in your life at any point. You don't have to wait for a new year. You don't have to wait for a new month. You don't even have to wait for a new week. You can start tomorrow. You can start now. So this idea that we have that as we enter a new year, it's implanted in us, it's a very deep habit and tradition that is built in, that as we come into the new year, we evaluate life. And that's okay, because I think it's beautiful that we should take stock. But should we wait till a certain time of the year to do that? We can take stock at any point. But tradition has us held in this space where new year, new beginning, let's look at how we can change our life and do those things that we've always wanted. So I'm going to brace this period and talk you through some of the tips when you're looking to change something. So the biggest thing is knowing what you want to change. That may be an easy question for you to answer. Maybe you have to take some time to think about it. That's okay. I would suggest, if that is the case, maybe spend some time journaling or start to take notice. So bring in some awareness and presence. Awareness and presence are massive things to help you see where you are, to help you understand how situations make you feel, and are really helpful in so many areas, but definitely when you're looking to make changes, right? So understanding how situations make you feel. That can give you some insight into what you might want to change, what you're looking to change. Also, just stopping and thinking about where you want to be in 12 months and what you need to do to get there. That can also have some hidden tips, little tidbits and ideas and nuggets for what you want to change. The biggest thing is that we've all heard about SMART goals and, having goals that are measurable and, you've got time frames and all of these things that people look towards. But the biggest part of that is linking into and connecting with how it's going to make you feel when you achieve it. There needs to be an emotional motivator to keep you going. And it's super important, because I feel that life is about how you feel inside, because you can have all of the good stuff. You can have the fancy car, you can have the beautiful house, you can have the ideal family, but if you're not feeling good inside, that's going to mean nothing. So focusing on how it's going to make you feel is really good at keeping you on track, getting you motivated, getting you excited, and keeping you aligned with that. It's also helpful with the actions that you make towards your goal or what you're wanting to change, because you can check in with yourself. How are you feeling? Are you feeling the way that you thought that you would? Does that mean you need to change your goal? Does that mean you need to change more things? Having that connection and awareness of self and how you're feeling and how your emotions are is extremely important. It's very helpful when you're making changes in your life. Now let's come into the manifestation part of this. And manifesting isn't just going, it's going to happen, I've put it out there into the universe. There's also work that you need to be doing internally. So imagining that it's happened, because the brain can't tell the difference between reality and what you're thinking. If you can really visualize yourself in the situation that you want to be in, it helps you progress towards that. Using words and terminology as well in your head of I am. So whatever you want to achieve, being at that point. So saying things like, for myself, when I started my coaching business, I am a breakup and personal relationship coach. I am a successful breakup and personal relationship coach. Using those words, those I am, is affirming what's happening. So your body starts to live in that moment. You can even spend time actually feeling that way. Like, how would you imagine that version of yourself moving through life, talking, dressing, feeling, and living in that? These are all super powerful ways to help you manifest what you're looking to achieve and what you're hoping to change and what the end goal will be. I also recommend that if you have a couple of things that you want to change, pick one, because it's overwhelming and it takes time to make changes. If you're trying to change too many things at once, then it can become too much. You may feel overwhelmed by it all and you give up. So taking the time to pick one thing and focusing on taking aligned actions towards that. And then when that's become more of a habit and you don't have to think so consciously about it, bring in the next thing that you want to change. It's also about taking the small actions every day that are aligned to your end goal. And also giving yourself some grace and understanding, and know that you are not perfect and there are going to be days when you mess up. And that's totally okay. Allow yourself to have those moments. Give yourself that grace. No one's perfect. Everyone has a bad day. Everyone messes up every now and again. Just learn from it. Reflect back. Okay, what happened? What pushed me today? What made me go against the actions that I wanted to take? So imagine, this is a really easy one, probably because I can relate to it. But if you're looking to lose weight and then you have a day, I'm a stress eater and I work on not being a stress eater, but it doesn't always happen. So if you're having a stressful day and you were wanting to eat healthier or to lose some weight, and then you have a day where you just have a bar of chocolate, or, you totally go off track with your food, it's totally fine. Come back to it the next day, but also understand what the triggers were so that you're better prepared for the next time. Try and look at another way of managing your stress and your emotional eating response to that. So understanding what has happened and having a plan in place to counterbalance that, so that when it does happen, you can catch yourself before you start taking the unaligned actions to what you want to achieve. And again, we're coming back to this presence and awareness, which is so, so important in everything. If you're trying to change something, if you're trying to live a more aligned life, if you want to have boundaries in place, if you just living with more ease, living with more peace, living with more calm, these are all benefits of living in the now and having more awareness of how your body feels and how situations make you feel, because you can make the changes that you need to make as you go along. As I said, this time of the year gets everyone into this. What are you doing? What changes are you going to make? What's your New Year's resolution? You don't have to share if you don't want to. Sometimes it's nice to have an accountability buddy, depending on what you're doing. If you're, one of the things that you want to change is that you want to work out more, having an accountability buddy for that, or to go for walks with somebody, is super helpful because it helps keep you accountable. If you want to eat healthier, having someone that's on the same kind of journey as you is really helpful to keep you accountable. That's why it's also important to work with a coach like myself. If you're looking to make those inner changes, if you're looking for that inner work to start happening, working with someone can really deepen the progress that you make, get you there quicker, and help keep you accountable and guide you along the way. So never discredit the value of having an accountability partner or working with an expert who knows what they're doing, who can help you along your journey. It's extremely helpful and it's extremely important. So, coming back to all of my little tips, know what you want to change. Have that written down somewhere so you can see it is really helpful. You don't know what you want to change. Take some time to understand how situations make you feel. Bring that awareness in, and that will give you some insight into the things that you want to change, or journal on it. Connect with how you're going to feel once you've achieved that change. Really connect in with that. Get really familiar with the emotions and the feelings and the way that you're going to feel as a person with that. To help manifest I am statements, I am XYZ. You might even want to have times where you imagine and meditate as that future self, or even embody and live it. How you imagine that version of yourself being. Take some time. Spend half a day being that person. Really embrace it and connect with that feeling. Taking small aligned steps each day. One problem, not a whole bunch. No, it's not even so much a problem. It's just the thing that you want to change. One thing at a time, so that you can really train the mind, and this becomes an unconscious action habit belief that you have, depending on what you want to change. Know that there are going to be days when you don't get it right, and that is so okay. Giving yourself the grace. We've all made mistakes in the past. One of the biggest things that people talk about is that you didn't give up the first time you couldn't walk. You didn't give up the first time you tried to crawl, because we're all walking around as adults now. So there's going to be stumbling blocks. You don't just come out walking. It's a learned behavior that you're trying to change or implement into your life. It's going to take time, and there's nothing wrong with that. So allow yourself the grace of stumbling some days. Just understand what caused you to stumble. And of course, get support if you need it, whatever that is, a coach, an accountability buddy. Look for support. It will really help your progress and get you to where you want to be. I hope this has been insightful. You've got some tips that you can use from this. I would love to hear what you're going to change, what you're looking to change, even if it's not New Year's when you're listening to this. If you're listening to this and it's months later, I want to hear what you're going to change. I want to hear the progress that you're making. I want to be part of that journey for you. So please tag me on socials at Michelle_Garbutt and keep me up to date with what you're doing, what you're going to change, and how that's going, because I would love to hear and cheer you along from the sidelines. If you feel that you need additional support, please reach out. I can help you with coaching. It is something that I'm very passionate about, and helping people reach their ideal life it lights me up. So if you need help with that, please reach out. Please share with anybody that you feel would benefit from this, and subscribe. And thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this podcast episode. I hope whatever changes you make, you get there. I know you can do it. You've just got to believe in yourself. Until next week, ciao for now.